Tonight on UCentral News. Oklahoma minimum wage could potentially be raised. Find out the details next. Coming up, the OKC Thunder beat the Denver Nuggets. Ian Nickel has the details and more. In a turn of events, Pamela Bach Hasselhoff has passed away. More details from Riley Townsend later. And it's a beautiful day at UCO. Carly Torbett will have her full look at weather. All that and more happening now.
Live from Central Oklahoma, this is UCentral News.
Good evening, I'm Michaela Kraus.
And I'm Zach Sexton. Welcome to this edition of UCentral News.
Oklahoma is ranked 6th in the nation for poverty, according to the Oklahoma Policy Institute. The Policy Institute claims this is due to the fact that the minimum wage in Oklahoma has not been increased since 2009, while the rate of inflation and the cost of living have risen dramatically. State Question 832, which the Policy Institute has advocated for, is aiming to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour by 2029. State Question 832 would also tie further minimum wage increases to inflation. 832 will be voted on June 16, 2026. According to the Economic Policy Institute, 30 states have risen their minimum wage since 2014.
Oklahoma Senate Bill 484, introduced by Senator Lisa Stanridge, would prohibit municipalities with populations under 300,000 from using tax dollars to provide services or programs for homeless individuals. UCentral reporter Lauren Jackson has more on the story.
What's up, Broncos? My name is Lauren Jackson. I am currently standing outside of the Oklahoma Capitol in Oklahoma City, where lawmakers here are examining a new legislative bill that will have a significant impact on homeless shelters. I spoke with the Homeless Alliance representative to see how they are responding to this bill.
Community members, in order to get services that they need to end their homelessness, they're going to need to go to a bigger city, which then has them come to a place like, let's say, Oklahoma City or Tulsa, as the only two who aren't affected by that rule. When those folks have to go to the larger city, all of those resources are already stretched.
Bill SB 484 would prohibit cities with a population less than 300,000 from approving any proposed homeless shelter if it's located within 3,000 feet of a park, school, public library, child, and adult daycare facilities.
You can't have put a new shelter in paid for with city funds in anywhere smaller than 300,000 people. And then when the writer came back and said that they changed it, the use of that 3,000 foot requirement really kind of stuck with me a little bit, just because if you do a little bit of research, again, it is so much more than the amount of feet required for a liquor store, a bar, or a marijuana dispensary.
Bill SB 484, authored by Senator Lindsey Stanbridge, mandates that any organization planning to create a homeless shelter must notify nearby property owners at least 30 days before a public hearing. We'll keep you updated on this developing story. This is Lauren Jackson reporting for UCentral News.
Carly Torbett will have her first look at weather.
Thank you, Zach, and good afternoon, Broncos. Looking at those current conditions, it is a very beautiful day outside today. Super sunny, 72 degrees outside. Have a little bit of wind coming in from the southwest at 15 miles per hour. Those gusts are occasionally getting up to 22 miles per hour, but that humidity is very low, so it's only at 31%, and it does feel like 70 outside with that little bit of wind that we have. Looking at that allergy index, tree and grass pollen are not our friends today. Very, very high. So if we are feeling those allergies, we have those two to thank, and they are our top contributors for today. Ragweed mold spores haven't given us any issues these past couple of weeks, but it has been the tree and grass pollen we have been seeing the most. So make sure we do keep our tissues on hand. And looking ahead, looking at those highs in lower 80s this week, so today, tomorrow, and Thursday, we are still at a risk for fire danger, so very, very high risk, especially on Friday. We are going to have some wind come in, and it is going to pick up, and we are going to see those occasional wind gusts reach up to 50 miles an hour. That is on Friday. That is all I have for you right now, so back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Carly. The U.S. Agency for International Development has been gutted. Secretary of State Marco Rubio released a statement on social media saying 83% of USAID will be canceled. The cuts come after a 6-week review, and Rubio said the programs that remain intact will be placed under the State Department. USAID has handed out billions of dollars worldwide every year to help combat poverty, fight diseases, and provide support to areas hit with natural disasters and famine. The Trump administration had repeatedly called for dismantling it, alleging that much of the funds were misused.
All eyes are on Congress this week as we're just days away from a potential government shutdown. Over the weekend, House Republicans unveiled a plan to fund the government through September. But Democratic leaders quickly slammed the measure they say recklessly cuts domestic spending programs. Michael Yoshida joins us live from Washington with the latest on the high-stakes showdown.
Congress facing a Friday night deadline to fund the government. House Speaker Mike Johnson's plan, released over the weekend, avoids a shutdown, pushing the issue further down the road. It calls for funding the government through September 30th, includes a $6 billion increase in defense spending, $13 billion in cuts to domestic spending, as well as money to support pieces of President Trump's agenda, including funds to help carry out additional ICE deportations.
There's only positive increases in spending. We're talking about our veterans' health programs, increasing military pay for our young men and women who put their lives on the line.
While Republicans say the bill makes no partisan policy changes from the stopgap bill passed in December, many Democrats are not on board.
Billions of dollars of cuts, also turning over some of this appropriations for agencies as slush funds for Elon Musk and Donald Trump to do as they will with this federal funding.
President Trump has endorsed the bill, and the House is expected to hold a vote as early as Tuesday. But with a razor-thin majority and at least one GOP rep expected to vote against the bill, House Republicans can't afford any more defections if Democrats unite in opposition.
It's going to be a tight vote. I don't think we're going to get many Democrats. I hope we do, because we don't want a government shutdown.
Over in the Senate, the math and political calculus gets even harder, where the bill can be filibustered. So even with all 53 Republicans voting in favor of the spending bill, 7 Democrats would still be needed for it to pass and avoid a shutdown. In Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
Some members of the Department of Government Efficiency attempted to get rapid access to confidential Social Security computer systems, according to a former agency official. Tiffany Flick, a former acting chief of staff, wrote a 13-page declaration on the matter. That declaration is part of a federal lawsuit that's focused on preventing DOJ representatives from getting data on roughly 72 million Americans. Flick says a DOJ representative named Mike Russo called and emailed agency officials about allowing a software engineer the ability to access the information. But she says Russo never specified why that engineer needed the data. Flick also said some DOJ members were granted access to at least one major database.
We went from rain this weekend to beautiful sunny weather today. Find out if the sunshine is going to stick around.
And when we come back, Carly Torbett will have your full look at weather.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move to meet our students where they are and get them where they want to go. Over time, thousands of students have made the move to UCO. They come to pursue their passions and find their calling, to improve their lives, families, and communities. UCO moves and motivates students in and out of the classroom. Here, potential takes flight. Our students' curiosity ignites a spark that fuels transformation. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the university that hasn't stopped moving since 1890. In fact, we are gaining momentum. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. here. It's here. Wait. What?
I can't drive.
Why?
I'm high.
Oh.
Good afternoon, Broncos, and welcome back to UCentral. Looking at our current conditions, it's a beautiful day outside, 72 degrees, super sunny. A little bit of wind coming in at 15 miles an hour from the south-southwest, with those gusts getting up to 22 miles per hour. Humidity's pretty low today with 31%, and that little bit of wind we have makes it feel like 70 outside. So like I said, a beautiful, beautiful weather. And looking at our current conditions across the state, everybody's kind of getting that beautiful sunny weather today. OKC Metro with 76, McAllister 75, Guyman up in the Panhandle with 81, and Enid with 77. And then going into tonight, we are going to have that clear, nice, cool weather at 50 degrees this evening. Winds are going to be about the same coming in from the southwest at 15 miles an hour. Humidity is going to go up just a tiny bit to 34% opposed to 31% at this afternoon. And then we do have that 0% chance of rain. So beautiful evening, nice night to get out on the patio, have dinner, have a nice evening with the family. Looking at across the state this evening, everybody's in those lower 40s to lower 50s. OKC Metro with 49 degrees, Enid 45, and then Guyman up in the Panhandle with 41 this evening. Our hotspot is going to be Miami with 47 and 47 in Ponca City as well. And then for our highs for tomorrow, we are looking at 80s across the state. Woodward, you're at 78, Guyman 75. So you guys are not quite at 80 just yet, but you're not far behind. Still going to be seeing that sunny weather. OKC Metro with 83. And then our hotspots are Tulsa and Altus with 84 degrees for tomorrow. And then our daily forecast for Edmond tomorrow, 7 a.m. when we're getting up, that sunrise is going to hit around 7:30. 7:30. Wind gusts are going to come up to about 24 miles an hour, so kind of what we were feeling today. Clear outside, 51 degrees, so super cool. And then at noon, around at lunchtime, sunny. It's going to be sunny outside. That UV is going to be about 4, but around 2 o'clock, that UV is going to bump up to 6. So in March, we are going to be looking at possibly needing to wear some sunscreen. 72 degrees at 12, 7 o'clock, sunset's going to hit around 7:30. Going to be clear. That sun's going down. Still cool outside at 64 degrees. And then looking at that future wind track, like I said, Friday, it is going to be very, very windy. So here in the blue, we have 31 as our sustained wind, and then those wind gusts are going to get up to 58 on Friday. Saturday, it's going to slowly start to go down with 19-mile-an-hour winds with those 34-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So still very, very windy. It's going to be low these next couple of days, but then on Friday, that is whenever we have that high fire danger with all that wind coming in. So if we have any yard signs, anything like tarps, they will get blown away on Friday. So make sure we're keeping an eye on that. And then our 7-day forecast, like I said, these next couple of days, super gorgeous weather. Tuesday 84, Wednesday 80, Thursday 81. Friday, like I said, super windy, gusts at 50 miles an hour. Still going to be nice and warm outside with that 78-degree weather, but with a low of 47. Going into Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 59, Sunday 62, and then Monday 75. So we are going to get that windy weather on Friday and then super beautiful weather on Friday through Monday. Zach, Michaela, we are going to have this pretty weather, super sunny outside. Do you guys plan on getting out in it?
You know, Carly, I think I'm going to take the opportunity to break out my summer clothes and go hang out at Lake Arcadia. What about you, Zach? Do you have any plans?
I'm going to go play some basketball at some of my favorite outdoor courts in Oklahoma City. What about you, Carly?
I have to go with Michaela. I think it's time to bust out the shorts and go out for a walk with my little dogs, and I'm super excited. Just got to keep an eye on the weather on Friday.
Thank you, Carly. Coming up, find out which star has returned to American Idol.
And see which influencer is expecting. Riley Townsend will have more after the break.
Rugged, rough, built for the road ahead.
Sometimes I feel like a shell of a man.
Commercials are fake. What you're feeling isn't. Call or text 988, Oklahoma's mental health lifeline.
Did you hear? Todd's in the hospital.
Who's Todd? He got a collapsed lung from vaping. He thought it was cool.
Not cool.
Promise you won't vape, Emma. It can lead to a lifelong addiction, and we can't be friends if your lungs collapse.
Bogus.
Wacky sitcom teens aren't the best people to talk to your kid about vaping.
Hey, you got a minute?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
The University of Central Oklahoma grows and thrives. We move forward, daily living the Bronco way, being reflective of our neighborhood, community, history, and Oklahoma. This is what has made us who we are. Oklahoma's Metropolitan University, the third largest university in Oklahoma. This is where movement is. This is the University of Central Oklahoma.
Good afternoon, Broncos. I'm Riley Townsend here with your Central Social Media Breakdown. Pamela Bach Hasselhoff has passed away at the age of 61. The ex-wife of David Hasselhoff and former Baywatch guest actress was confirmed dead this past weekend. The Tulsa-born actress is reported to have passed away on March 5th. She was married to David Hasselhoff from 1989 to 2006. They had 2 daughters. In a statement released by the family, they said, "Our family is deeply saddened by the recent passing of Pamela Hasselhoff. We are grateful for the outpouring of love and support during this difficult period, but kindly request privacy as we grieve and navigate through this challenging time. We would like to express our condolences to the family at this time." More information has come out regarding the investigations into Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy Arakawa's death. The couple was found dead in their Santa Fe home on February 26. Since then, there has been an investigation into the couple's cause of death. After suspected carbon monoxide poisoning was proven not to be the cause, in a press release on March 7th, Dr. Heather Jarrell, chief medical investigator, reported that the couple's cause of death was hantavirus. Hantavirus is spread by rodents and can cause serious illness or death. The virus is spread by rodent droppings, saliva, and urine. It often presents as flu-like symptoms, including fever, muscle aches, and cough. Officials did find signs of rodent entry on the couple's property. The investigation is still ongoing. Trisha Paytas is expecting. In an Instagram post, the internet personality announced that she was pregnant with baby number 3 on March 6th. The caption read, "Mamma Mia, here we go again. Baby number 3 coming July 2025. The 36-year-old YouTuber is known for her quirky and creative videos and expressed that this baby was truly a surprise, but a blessing all the same. The couple announced that this will be their 3rd and final baby. Carrie Underwood has been looking back on the show that launched her music career. The 41-year-old shared her feelings on her first appearance on American Idol after 2 decades. In her recent YouTube video, she explains how she had no idea how she had the confidence to walk into the audition room and explains how she thought she had done badly. Underwood, an Oklahoma native, would go on to win that season of American Idol in 2005 and has returned as a judge on season 23 with other judges Lionel Richie and Luke Bryant. The premiere episode last night aired on ABC, and you can watch it now on Hulu. Michaela, Zach, did you get a chance to watch American Idol last night?
You know, Riley, I did not get the chance to watch last night, but I'm a big Carrie Underwood fan. I love the song Before He Cheats, so I'll be sure to tune in.
For me, I really love American Idol, and I did get a chance to watch it last night, but my favorite part of American Idol is watching bad audition clips on YouTube. What about you, Riley?
I really enjoy American Idol. I love getting to see the talent all across America, and as a singer myself, I appreciate the competition.
Thank you, Riley.
Coming up, were the Broncos able to win the MIAA Men's Basketball Championship?
And how did the Thunder do in their marquee matchup with the Nuggets? Ian Nickel will have more when we come back.
It's time to explore, to come out and play. Our city is waiting, so what do you say? Whether daytime or nighttime, the right time is now. Finding those moments to make you go wow. Amazing new places to fit every mood. Shopping and dining. Did we mention the food? There are green parks and ballparks and water parks too. Museums, attractions, and also a zoo. The modern frontier is the friendliest place. Now is the time for your dreams to be chased.
It's the Roadway Replay.
Time for the lightning round, Brian. Let's rewind your drive to work. How far did your car travel while you checked your phone? 20 feet? 100 feet? The length of a football field?
100 feet.
Oh, sorry, Brian. In just 3 seconds on the highway, your car traveled the length of a football field.
Distracted driving? It's no game.
Happy Monday, everybody. Ian Nickel here. The UCO Broncos experienced all the emotions of March this week, defeating top seed Washburn on Thursday, advancing to the championship game with a win over Pittsburgh State on Saturday, but fell short in a heartbreaker against Fort Hays State on Sunday in the MIAA championship game. Izzy Hart had a double-double with 25 points and 10 rebounds. Seabach scored 16, but it wasn't enough as the Broncos fall 72-71 to Fort Hays State after Caleb Hamke made 2 free throws with 27 seconds to go, and Matthew Willenborg missed a game-winning 3 in the waning seconds. UCO finishes the year with a 19-13 record on the season. And over the diamond, Broncos baseball were at home for a weekend series against Pittsburgh State. First game featured a walk-off single by Carson Carpenter, which you can see right here, when the Choves scored 3 unanswered to win in the 9th to snag a 5-4 victory on Friday. The Broncos would split the doubleheader on Sunday, losing the first game 5-9, but storming back and winning the second game 10-5. They'll play Arkansas Tech tomorrow at 3 p.m. Going across the street at Jerry Pinkston Stadium, the 13th-ranked Broncos softball team was back in action against Pitt State and Missouri Southern. Bottom of the 6th here, 1 out. The best hitter in softball, according to the NFCA, Riley Lemus, sends this one in the right field, and it's going to send the fans into a frenzy. You got to love softball with the emotion that comes out of it. And then in the second game of that doubleheader, the Broncos took care of business with a 2-1 victory. And on Sunday, during the Broncos' 2-0 victory over Missouri Southern, Sydney Ward allowed just 2 hits and threw 6 strikeouts, including career strikeout number 500. Congrats to her. The series would end on a sour note as the Lions scored 9 runs in 5 innings to run roll UCO. The Broncos are now 21-4 and will have the week off before taking on 6th-ranked in-state rival Rogers State in a doubleheader that you do not want to miss. Over to high school basketball, 2 Edmond teams made the state tournament and will begin their quarterfinal journey tomorrow in the Big House. The Edmond Memorial Bulldogs girls team made it after defeating Choctaw 55-35 at Carl Albert, and they'll face the Broken Arrow Tigers tomorrow at 1:30 back at the Big House. And the Deer Creek Antlers boys team defeated Norman North after losing to Norman in Noble to make it to this point. They will battle the Owasso Rams tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. And the Thunder were in another marquee matchup yesterday against the Denver Nuggets. Let's take a look at some of those highlights, starting off with this SGA3, who continues to show why he should be the MVP. Later, Caruso stealing from Jokic, driving up court. He's going to go behind the back over to Chet, who's going to slam it home with authority and let out a scream like mom just made pizza rolls. Later on, the Thunder are playing team basketball as a multi-man block here. Gets rebounded by Lou Dort, who's going to dish it over to SGA, and he's going to get the and one. Gilgeous Alexander had 40 points in the victory. Fourth quarter, Jalen Williams on the fast break gives to Dort, who slams it a little too hard and doesn't go in, but like Lloyd Christmas and Dumb and Dumber, totally redeems himself with this 3 and puts the dagger in him as the Thunder win this one 127-103, inching one step closer to locking up the #1 seed in the Western Conference. Both teams will run it back tonight at the Paycom Center at 7 p.m. And I'm out of time. Back to you two at the desk.
Coming up, today is Mario Day. How did we get to this iconic day?
And Carly Torbett will have our last look at weather after the break.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable. The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Expanding horizons, making room for the new. The modern frontier is ready for you. There's more to discover, more fun to be found. Our city is rising, just look around. Attractions, adventures, excitement and thrills. Rooms of beauty and history where knowledge is filled. A convergence of cultures in spectacular places. Open skies, open minds, and wide open spaces. The modern frontier awaits you to embrace it.
Get out your Game Boy or your PlayStation, whatever you use to play those iconic games. Monday marks National Mario Day. The day is set aside to pay tribute to Mario, the character that has delighted legions of fans for decades. Mario first appeared in a game called Donkey Kong in 1981. Nintendo portrayed Mario as a carpenter named Jumpman back then. And in 1983, Nintendo launched a new game. Jumpman reinvented himself as an Italian plumber who rescues princesses, and Mario continues to this day. More than 210 million copies of the Mario game series have been sold. That makes Mario one of the most popular video games of all time.
Calling all space fans, your next big design idea could make its way to the moon and back. NASA is asking creators from around the world to design a zero-gravity indicator that will be launched into space aboard the Artemis II test flight. What is a zero-gravity indicator exactly? It's a small plush item that provides a visual indication when the spacecraft reaches space. For example, a plush Snoopy rode inside the spacecraft during a previous mission. Up to 25 contest finalists will be selected, but only one design will be fabricated and serve as the official moon mascot. Submissions are due by May 27th.
Carly Torbett will have our last look at weather.
Thank you, Zach. Looking at our hourly forecast, we're about to hit that 5 o'clock mark. So right now it's 77 degrees outside, still super sunny. Thanks to springing forward, we're still going to get that little bit of extra daylight. Getting to about 6 o'clock, still going to be sunny, 77 degrees, and then it's going to start to bump down around 7. It's going to be clear outside. That sunset is going to start to set at 7:30, 7:33, and it's going to be about 74 degrees. So it's going to be a beautiful, nice evening. It's going to be clear, and we're going to get down to about 50 degrees this evening. And that is all I have for you today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, we are out of time for this evening. I'm Michaela Kraus.
And I'm Zach Sexton. Have a good night, Broncos.